Hey everybody, it is the Angry Honey Badger here, and it is time for Badger's Picks for the week of April 21st. Let's see who's free this week and which 4 champions I'm going to recommend. Free this week, we have Blitzcrank, Brand, Caitlyn, Heimerdinger, Maokai, Miss Fortune, Nautilus, Rumble, Warwick, and Zyra. As for my first recommendation for this week, I'm going to give that one to Brand. Now, the reason I'm going with Brand, I don't actually play him a lot. He's never really super interested in me, but the reason why I want to recommend him is because the current meta. We know it's tanky, it's been tanky now for a little bit. Guess whose passive helps with this? It's Brand. Now whether or not you want to play him mid or that old makeshift support that some people have tried, Brand actually is pretty good for cutting through those tanks because of that passive. Also, he's fun to play. He sits in the backline and does a lot of sustained damage, or can if he stays safe. So, Brand has fallen off since he was released, but I think now we could see a small comeback, so try him out. My next recommendation for this week, I'm gonna give that one over to Maokai. Now, if you still haven't learned Maokai yet, I highly suggest it. He's been a very strong power pick for a long duration of time now. He just does everything so well. He can trade in his lane fairly well, he can farm up fairly well, he gets to a big tanky late game status incredibly well once you get to that, but he just is the front line that has point and click crowd control, which is really good for catching high value targets, which right now, since everyone is usually relying on their ADCs and their mid laners to carry games, if you can just point and click that CC onto them and lock them down so your team can kill them, it's a very valuable tool. So Maokai is very good because of this. My next recommendation for this week throws it over to the Nautilus. Now Nautilus has been seen a lot as a support lately, and we have also seen him in the jungle too because of his buffs and the whole Cinderhulk nonsense, which I love that nonsense, by the way, just to let you know. But I've been meaning to play him a little bit more in that support role because I think he is good there. Maybe watch some games of Lemon Nation playing it in the LCS. I know he loves it a lot. And I really like the idea behind a lot of it too. He's got a hook, and he's got a shield, so he can take some abuse because of it. He's got a slow, he's got a stun, and he's got a knock-up. Like, he's got great crowd control in lane. Once he hits 6, being able to death charge people is pretty effective. So if you're looking for a new support to try out in a weird position, you might want to try out the Nautilus. And as for my final recommendation for this week, I'm gonna throw it to a champion that probably everybody owns, but I'm only gonna throw it to this champion because I don't know why he's disappeared. I'm throwing it over to Warwick. At the beginning of the season, he was incredibly strong and played in the LCS, and they nerfed his ultimate and one other thing small, and we haven't seen him since. Now the reason why I'm confused by why we haven't seen him is Warwick is a champion that lives a very long time if you build him as a tank. Now I know a lot of people like to build damage on Warwick in the jungle, and it's not terrible, but full tank Warwick lives forever and still does a lot of damage. Also, once again, his suppresses point and click. It's really easy to lock down an important target to kill. And with Cinderhulk, stacking health on Warwick might be just absolutely ridiculous right now. So I highly suggest taking a look at him and trying Cinderhulk Warwick if you haven't lately. I think he's gonna clear fast, he's still gonna gank really effectively, and he's gonna be very hard to kill. Those are the champions that are free this week. Pretty good week. Other good choices in here as well. One of my favorites with the Zyra pick in there too, who's free this week. Try out any of those champions. Let me know what 4 of these champions though you might be playing this week by leaving me a comment down below. Always interested to see what you all are playing. If there's a box around any of the champion pictures right now, that means you can click on it, it'll take you to a build and guide, you know the rest. But other than that, good luck on the fields of justice this week.